Hey guys, it's me, Ben10ason Gaming here, with,
Ben10ason1 Gaming.
and as always, we're doing Theme Park Bros, which is finally back. Sorry it took so long. But the reason it was on a delay is because we knew we were going to a certain theme park that would take a pretty big episode to tackle. So, if you read the title, then you know that we are covering Universal Studios Florida and Universal Studios Islands of Adventure today. Both of them. So, any thoughts before we start this off?
It was great. It was freaking great.
Also, I think it's worth saying how much time we each got in the park. I only got 1 day, and before I had to come back. But how much did you get?
I got 3 days total.
Yeah, we were only together 1 day because we were at a trip for our school, which was awesome. I guess that's what we can start off with, is saying like how long we'd recommend you stay at Universal.
We recommend. I recommend a park pass for 1 day.
Yeah.
But if it's a crowded day, maybe do 2 days. Like, I mean, I know that's something you can't predict, but if you get it on like a normal day, like a Tuesday.
If you're going in summer, go for 2 days.
Go for 2 days, but
because it will be crowded.
If you're going for like fall or something for the Halloween thing, then I would just.
Well, maybe not the Halloween thing, but
No, but like.
If you're going in an off-peak season, like if you aren't going when they're running some event, or you're not going during summer, you should be fine for 1 day. We went right before summer season started, and I was able to ride almost everything there in 1 day. And
I was able to ride everything I wanted, and then when I went back, I was able to ride some more stuff that I didn't get to.
Let me just say, there's only two rides I didn't get to ride, and one of them I'd ridden on a previous trip. And those were Terminator the Ride and E.T. Adventure.
The rides I didn't ride were Terminator, E.T., Minions, and Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, I didn't ride Jurassic Park either. But we've seen POVs of it, so we're going to talk about it like we did.
Yes.
Because we like to be honest with you guys about how much time we had. We're not going to pretend we were there for weeks and, establish all the metadata. This is just from...
And we did not... I saw Volcano Bay, because when I went, it had just opened, 2 days before.
Yeah.
So, but I did not go to Volcano Bay, so I can't say anything about Volcano Bay.
Yeah. Emphasis on this is just about Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure.
Yeah, but
if you're
part of it.
If you're looking for Volcano Bay, this is not the video. Hopefully at some other point I can go back there. That's pretty high on my priority list. But yeah, for right now, that's all kind of up in the air.
If I go to Florida next time, I'm probably going to Disney.
Yeah. Hopefully.
But
yeah.
Because I did Universal a lot, so.
So, let's start off with wait times. On the scale of 1 to 5, what would you give them?
Wait times?
For when we were there, not.
Well, like I said, if it's not a crowded day, it's not bad because the lines are huge.
Mm-hmm.
The line for Hulk is pretty big. Just the size of how many people they can have be in a line.
Yeah, the throughput.
Dragon Challenge, it takes if there's no one there, it takes 5 minutes to walk up to the ride.
Yeah, I was texting him when he went back to Universal, and That's another tip. Download the Universal Studios app. It shows you the wait times for all the major attractions. It helped a lot on the trip. But
they also have directories that tell you that.
Yeah. So like we were talking at one point, he was in. What were you in line for when you texted me?
I wasn't in line. I was just eating lunch.
Well, I texted him because I checked and I knew he wanted to ride Dragon Challenge, and so I just happened to look and it had a 5-minute wait.
Yeah, the first day I rode a Chinese Fireball, and the second day I rode a Hungarian one. So.
Yeah, lines were really good. Honestly.
And the operations are great too. Like they were sending.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Out of the bulk area in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous.
I had literally like a 10-second Spider-Man once where we got in the car, they closed the door, it was quick. And I know it's not as intense as like a coaster, so they don't have as many like restraints and stuff. 9 minutes on any ride. Not 9 minutes, that'd be awful. 9 seconds on any ride is a really good operation. That could have been like the Cat in the Hat dark ride, and it still would have, been really impressive. Not to mention, when I rode that particular time, for literally all of my trip, I was having like full trains and stuff with my party. So, this might not reflect single riders at all. But, yeah. You can get some they got some of the best operations. How would you compare them to the other park we reviewed, Dollywood?
They're better than Dollywood's operations. Because in Dollywood, you are waiting a bit longer to like leave the station.
Yeah.
Like I got on Thunderhead, right? Mm-hmm. And compare that to like how much time, because on a wood coaster you have to buckle up and then you have to put down your lap bar. But on the Hulk you have to pull down your restraint and buckle up, and it doesn't take as long.
Yeah.
For the Hulk to leave than Thunderhead does.
Not to mention, when we went to Dollywood, we had one particular ride in the county fair section that for some reason always had like.
Oh yeah, that was super long.
I think we literally had like a 10-minute launch time on that once. No exaggeration.
Yeah. But I mean, the operations are great.
Yeah, the operations are great in both parks, but.
And I think it has to do with a lot of times in Universal, you will, with the exception of like some rides, like I know Dragon Challenge, you unload in a different spot than where they load.
Yeah, or Men in Black.
The Mummy, same thing. So that speeds up operations.
Yeah. What else was I gonna say? Next category. Crap, I had this all planned out. Just theming in general. What would you give it? Theming.
Theming, okay. It's just like how the park looks.
Yeah, like the different themed areas. This one is more of an Islands of Adventure thing. Because the main park, I mean, it has some theming. The particular.
Like Diagon Alley is amazing.
What I said Diagon Island. Diagon Alley and
The Simpsons.
The Simpsons
area.
Those are the two best themed areas in. And then you have some attractions like Men in Black that have like literally just the building.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool inside.
Yeah, although it wins the best pre-show easily.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell that story real quick. So we were in line, and for anyone who's rode it, they basically fake it being a World's Fair exhibit. So I was riding with someone who'd never been to Universal before. I told him I pranked them and got them into this lame attraction, and they believed me.
I like it when the big alien birds you out of you.
No, that's another thing. You know the like aliens in the line that are like working at the computer?
Yes, it's so funny.
There was these little kids behind me in line freaking out because of those things.
I didn't freak out. I just thought it was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But alright.
But yeah.
Marvel Superhero Island, I would say like I like looking around at all the buildings and stuff, but it's okay outside of attractions. Like inside the Cube for Hulk, it's really cool. Yeah. Spider-Man has a whole Daily Bugle.
Spider-Man cool. In general is just a really good.
Yeah.
It has a really good entrance. Not a well-themed one.
It's kind of the same thing with Transformers. Mm-hmm. Like Transformers is just a big square building.
Yeah.
When you get inside, it's really.
Speaking of big square buildings, do you want to move? Well, no, we'll save that for a minute. I think you know what I was talking about, but.
Do I?
Yeah, I was about to say, do you want to go into worst attractions? But you know.
Worst attraction.
But we probably need to save that for the end.
Okay.
Let's see. Any other essential things to a theme park that we haven't covered?
Here's what I'm gonna say about things. All the islands are really good things. In my opinion, like some better than others.
Lost Continent.
I like the I like it in Lost Continent, but they have almost nothing there.
It's the weakest island.
Because it just doesn't have have any rides because they moved them to Harry Potter. Harry Potter's the best island.
Yes. Harry Potter, Tuna Lagoon. That's where you're gonna get.
Lagoon's fun.
Although we had some.
There's one ride in Tuna Lagoon that I was very disappointed by.
You want to go? You want to just go?
One ride I was really impressed by.
Yeah, let's just go. Like island by island, say what our favorite and least favorite thing was.
Okay.
Marvel.
Marvel, I liked everything. I didn't ride the
Storm
ride or whatever.
Neither did I.
I liked everything. I like how they like some superheroes and supervillains will walk around and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I didn't like about it
isn't that Deadpool?
It's not like it's themed well, but it's not the best.
Yeah.
Part.
I'm a huge Marvel fan. Like comics is my thing, and I'm.
Oh, and I slipped and broke my phone over there. So.
I'm so sorry about that.
Some salts in my veins because of that.
Yeah. He's boycotting Marvel Comics now, is what he's saying.
DC for life.
Wait, that was DC.
No, it wasn't.
And you'll hear more about that story when we get to dumb quotes from the GP. But yeah, my favorite part of Marvel was definitely what's it called? Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, I thought had the best MQ, but and I really liked the ride too. The ride was super fun.
Yeah.
It was like hot when I went, and like not on the school trip, but like last week. And then when you get wet in Spider-Man, it felt. Really good.
Yes. Let me just say, guys, that I had one day there, so my time was of the essence. That's the only ride I rode twice. So that counts for something.
Yeah.
And then, how did I fall for that? What was I gonna say? Yeah, next island, Toon Lagoon.
The water section, it's super cool if you get what I'm saying. I like little newspaper comics. I mean, that's what this section is about. It has 2 rides.
If you don't like newspaper comics, you're not going to like that area very
If
much.
you don't like water or newspaper comics, then...
And if you're like me and like both, then it's your lucky day.
Those are where there are 2 water rides there. And
The 2 stereotypical obligatory theme park water rides. The raft and the log flume.
And I was getting in line for Dudley Do Right, Ripsaw Falls, right? And it was hell waiting in that line. I'm just, it was so, they have like a long corridor that when there's a lot of people, it gets crowded and it's hot in there. And then the seating in the log is just stupid. Like, you have to like outstretch your legs, but they like can hit the other people in front of you.
Yeah.
And it's not good. Like, they sit like 5 people in a log. And if they just like had less people in the log, it would be more enjoyable. But Bill Drat Barges was great.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one.
That's your highlight?
That's my highlight of Toon Lagoon. And they have like, you know how I brought my watch?
Yeah.
And how I like put it under that tarp thing
Yeah.
they have? That was really useful.
It actually works. Most parts that doesn't work. That Toon Lagoon I didn't ride Dudley Do Right, but I've rode it in the past.
The drop was pretty fun.
Yeah.
At the end.
That's what I remember. My highlight and low light is Bill Drat Barges. Make sure you're comfortable. I'm just gonna say that. Ben was in the raft with me for that ride. I think he knows what I'm referring to, but be comfortable for your sake.
Don't ride with people who are gonna like hug each other the whole time because it's annoying. So
well, I have to go edit that out because
ride with your bros or your hoes.
and/or not and or.
And or.
That's awful.
It's okay.
And this is a family channel, so I'm glad you just.
Yeah, it's PG-13 now.
Well, after that video of you playing minimalism, it kind of has to be.
There was no saving me. There was no saving your PG ranking.
I'm pretty sure that would get me an R ranking.
I don't know who to blame. Who you should blame for that? Me or Julian?
Not the video for that. We'll talk about that in tomorrow's video. But anyway, next island, Skull Island. Best worst.
Basically a part of Jurassic Park.
Exactly.
So like,
worst part is theming.
No.
In my opinion.
I got in line for con, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They have a fucking hand that comes out and like touches you, and we were like super scared and freaked out by it, and I was like pushing my mom to get her through the line because I was at the back of the pack, and then con was it was cool, but it was like it freaked me out a little.
That's something to hear him get freaked out by a ride, because he rides like everything except fair rides. Jurassic Park.
I kind of like it actually. Like when you walk into Island of Adventures and you can see the visitor center across the way, it's pretty cool. But when you're actually in Jurassic Park, it's there's a lot of trees and then some dinosaurs that pop out, or they don't pop out. They're just kind of there.
Yeah. That would have made it a lot better.
River Adventure ride, I know 2 people that rode it, and they said they don't take care of the animatronics, but I know for a fact that that is wrong. So, like,
well, granted, those people are people who probably, are more used to Disney.
They're GP, but
Call it what it is.
They're like, oh, you can see the stilts where the dinosaurs come from. I was like, well, I know for a fact they got a refurbishment in 2016.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, I didn't ride it, so I don't know. But they also said that
One Fish, Two
Hope was a bad coaster, and they are wrong. So,
let's see. Next, Harry Potter.
Harry Potter's the best section in the park.
Easily.
Both parks.
Easily.
Harry Potter is the best section in both parks. Diagon Alley is magical, and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, like where Hogwarts Castle is, oh my gosh, it looks so cool. And Hogsmeade is awesome. Butterbeer is awesome. Like,
I couldn't afford it.
You're not going to be disappointed. And they use like butterscotch in the butterbeer and stuff. That's how they make it. Although I did have a dumb GP experience in line for butterbeer, which I'll tell about.
Well, we'll talk about that when we get to. We have some really fun GP stories from Universal. Oh no. I don't know what's worse.
The rides for Harry Potter are like fun. I didn't ride Flight of the Hippogriff. I wanted to, but the people I was with just they weren't gonna ride it. And
too intense.
You
know that. I'm surprised that isn't already at Cedar Point.
Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey was great, and Gringotts was great as well.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it freaking broke down, that was going to be my last ride of my last day there, but it broke down, so I had to cut my journey short. It still didn't break down more than the money.
Next up, Lost Continent.
Lost Continent is, I like it. They have, I like the theme.
It has problems though.
They should do something with it.
It needs a refurb.
Yes. But the Mythos restaurant is there, and
it's like
I didn't get to eat there, but it said like #1 ranked in the world or something.
Yeah.
Outside of the building, and I was like, I've heard it's really good.
It wins golden ticket year after year.
So, it can't be bad. If you're gonna go to the Lost Continent, go eat it.
That's the reason you're going to the Lost Continent. You're not going for Poseidon's Fury.
No. It's pretty cool to look at the statues outside, but other than that, that's just gonna be an island you pass through.
And then finally, Seuss Landing. I'm pretty sure this is the one we had to.
It's the Kid Island, and
if you were expecting a thrill ride in Seuss Landing, you're doing it wrong. And you're the.
Here's the thing. I really like how it's not designed with a straight line.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And I like how you can find Dr. Seuss in there, like little Easter eggs they got. That's really cool.
It's one of the best themed islands, funnily enough.
It's super small, but
that's one of the ones they could have really gotten away with, like almost doing nothing with, but they went above and beyond.
Yeah, it's a great kids island. I'm gonna say that. It's probably not the best for like us, like teenagers or like early 20s.
Wait, didn't you try to get on a ride there and they wouldn't let you on?
Yes, they wouldn't let us on. They wouldn't let us on Pterodon Flyers in Jurassic Park either. Because it's a kid ride.
Speaking of which, do you want to tell the One Fish, Two Fish story now or in GP? Because that's not a GP moment. What?
I'll just tell it now. All right. Okay. So I rode the Hulk with this guy, right? And I will not say his name, but I rode the Hulk with him. And I wanted to ride One Fish, Two Fish. When we got there, he was like, "No, it's too scary."
He wasn't joking. That's worth saying.
This guy also wanted to beat up the Lorax. Yes. And then he tried to go, like, he was acting like he was going to go up there, and then the lady was like, "Sir, the line starts here." With the Lorax.
I haven't heard that. How have I not heard about that?
What's our next category?
I think next is quotes from the GP.
All right, you go first. Because I think you have more.
Yeah.
Like one that's really good.
Do you want me to start with like the smallest one and get up to the big one?
Yeah.
Well, no, you tell your GP quote first, because you know mine starts strong and ends insane.
All right, so me and my brother were in line to get butterbeer, and there's this guy in line who's standing behind us, right? And we order a butterbeer. We just got it, and he's ordering. And the guy's like, "Is this real beer?" And I was thinking to myself,
What?
he just gave some butterbeer to teenagers. Like, it's not real beer, sir. And the guy was like, "No, sir, this is not real beer." And he was like, "I'll just get something else." I was like,
You actually hadn't told me that.
That was a really funny moment for me.
Okay. I'm genuinely wondering which of these to start off with, but I think I know. Referring to
I was there for one of them.
Yes, that's gonna be the second one. Referring to Spider-Man at his meet and greet. Is that Deadpool?
I hadn't heard this one.
Yeah. And this was after the next one. Like they were, and I was like just broken. I was done.
Especially since he's like a comic nerd, and I'm a nerd too.
Yeah.
Like not in like comics, but I do know a lot about I know my stuff.
Yep. I had another comic nerd friend there who was literally crying after that was said.
I would have been crying too.
I was crying with laughter. But
I'm nerd enough to know that
who Deadpool and Spider-Man are.
I mean, yes, I know the difference too. I mean, their costumes. Like, if you're super basic and don't know, I could see how you could get confused, but
yeah.
That should be basic knowledge right there. But it's not as basic knowledge as the one I heard.
Also, I like how that's my most tame GP quote.
Alright, go. Tell some more.
This is the one Ben was there for.
Yeah, it was cringe.
No, you're gonna have to say this one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be able to finish it.
With the group, and this is like on the school trip.
And this is the same person who said that about.
I'm in the front of the pack, okay, and I just hear, well, you could walk a little farther and they could ride some more rides in DC Superhero Island. And I turn around, and everyone turns around. They're like, "What did you just say?" DC Superhero Island in the Marvel section? That's just a sin. You can't say that. Like, that should be basic knowledge. The difference between DC and Marvel.
Yes. And there was one person there who I thought was about to, commit murder.
You.
No. Like one
the
person.
Worst part is, no, I'm not gonna say it.
No. And now, my favorite crazy GP quote I've probably ever heard. So, I'm about to get in line for Flight of the Hippogriff. And they have a little sign outside it that says how long the line is.
For like every ride they have this.
Yes.
So.
And here's what I hear. A guy taps me on the shoulder to tell me something. I'm like, okay. And here's what he tells me. Keep in mind, the sign says 20 minutes. This is going to take, and he says this is going to take more than 5 minutes. Keep in mind, I don't know him, so it's not like he was trying to keep me on schedule. He just wanted to inform me.
Well, he wasn't wrong.
Well, actually, I timed it. It took 4 minutes through the line.
Oh. Yeah.
That was the best part, because after that, I knew I had to measure it, you know? So yeah. I don't know what else to say to that.
You should submit that to Coaster Studio. We should submit, like,
All of those.
quotes.
And now, for our best and worst things, the best dark ride at the park is
Harry Potter.
they're in the Forbidden Journey. We both put that.
I mean, some people will argue Gringotts, some people will argue
Forbidden
Mummy.
Journey.
The thing about, alright, I love Gringotts. I loved it, but Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey was a lot more intense, which is why I liked it better. But
I liked it, and that tells you something, because I usually do not like simulators at all.
And Gringotts isn't just a simulator, it's also a coaster.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's themed great.
Yeah, it's all of...
It's cool, it's just not as intense or joyful to me as the Forbidden Journey. This is all our opinions.
Yeah.
The Mummy probably would have gotten first if it didn't have a glaring problem, which is it breaks down a lot.
Yeah.
It broke down once when I was on the ride. It was broken down when me and my brother wanted to ride it. We only got to ride it once. We tried to ride it 3 times.
Oh, that reminds me of another GP quote that I'm just going to say real quick.
So a 1 out of 3, like, thing, that's not good. Your ride should be operating.
Yeah.
So,
Also, one person who I was in line with didn't understand that it wasn't like a sim ride like Spider-Man.
no, we're separating, like, Sims from, like...
Yeah.
We know, like, the Harry Potter rides have simulator features, but, like...
They're not Sims, like
We're
Spider-Man.
separating those. We're putting them in more dark ride category.
Yeah. And then, next off, best coaster. Easy.
Best coaster is
Hulk.
the Hulk. I mean...
If you don't say the Hulk...
Rocket gets an honorable mention. Here's why. Because it's fun. It's fun. That's a fun ride. It's cool. It's big. It has a huge drop. You can listen to Kanye West on it. It's fun.
And the Muppets.
Yes. Hold on.
Okay. But yeah, as you were saying, Rip Ride Rocket's like a super fun ride. It's just... There's a reason Hulk is the one they like advertise more. Even though they're both phenomenal rides. Yeah, we both... There was no way to not pick Hulk. Not to mention, like... The one thing I will say is, though, the removal of Bruce Banner talking to you is really unfortunate. Let's see. Next category. Best themed area.
Burn 'em back.
Okay. Do you want?
Best themed area.
Yeah. Do you want to start it off, or do you want me to?
You started.
Hogwarts. It was in between Hogwarts and Diagon Alley. I went with the original just because that's the huge castle and it's amazing. And when I was there, they didn't.
I'm gonna go with Diagon Alley, and here's why.
Wait, can I say the reason I didn't? They didn't have. Yeah, they didn't have the dragon spitting fire when I was there, and that was that got it.
They had that dragon spitting fire when I was there. It was cool. Just Diagon Alley looks just like it does.
Oh yeah.
Which is something I can't say about Hogsmeade. And like other area, it looks great, but you can tell you're still in a theme park like Diagon Alley. And it's hidden. I had to actively I got lost trying to find Diagon Alley.
Wait, what?
It's hidden like it is in the movies. Like behind that brick wall and stuff. They don't make you
I just rode the train over.
No, that's not in Diagon Alley. It's beside it. But
Yeah, but it takes you into Diagon Alley.
it takes you to King Cross Station.
Yeah. But depending on which way you turn when you exit King's Cross, you can literally just...
Yeah, I mean, it's where the Harry Potter stuff is, but...
The only problem...
I did get lost.
The only other really big problem I noticed was crowd flowing. Like, just the way they designed it. It is not good for, like, when big crowds... Because I was exploring the park, and I just happened to get to Diagon Alley at peak time. That was not good. And also, the train, I guess we can mention now.
The train is cool. I like it.
I
got to experience both of the animations,
and
I really enjoyed both of them.
I only have one problem with the train, and it's the reason I only rode it once. It had a 20-minute advertised wait when I got in line for it. I waited 2 hours.
You see, the guy said when I got there, he was like, on the school trip, he was like, this is a 2-hour wait or a 20-minute walk. And then I waited 45 minutes for the train.
Yeah, we were told 20-minute wait.
And we had to ride the train. Like, we couldn't walk there.
Yeah, we could.
Well, if we had somebody there with us.
Well, yeah.
Like, if there was just like, you had to ride the train. But,
yeah. I hadn't even thought about that. Yeah. But that was not a pleasurable experience waiting 2 hours in, like, this underground.
He was with annoying people, too. I wasn't.
Well, we're not going into that. Not to mention, I didn't have my phone because it was with another group of people when I left it in one of the
group of people.
Yes. I don't know exactly when we got split up, but we did. Well, no, I do know, but I don't know how because I told them to wait for you guys, but Now I have to go edit this video when we're done. Yay.
Oh, man.
And there's...
I think it's a live stream right now.
None of them are watching it.
It's okay.
Granted, there's a video of you, like, ranting against our community theater, so, I planned on...
That's like in the middle of a long stream.
I planned on editing that out, but it just never happened. It was too funny to...
Yeah. Alright, what's the next thing we're
most underrated ride, which I think
You go first.
E.T. Adventure, easily.
Why?
It's the only, like, legit old school dark ride they have. It's one of the few opening day attractions that's still there. It's a classic.
Okay. The most underrated ride for me was the Hungarian Horntail. I actually enjoyed it better than the Chinese Fireball because the Chinese Fireball has a super rough inversion. When I was there, the Horntail is like shakier, but none of the inversions like actually hurt me like they did on the Fireball. One of the inversions did. I will say the ending of the Fireball is better, but
The Fireball gets praised.
Overall, the Fireball gets praised, and the Horntail gets a bad rep, which I don't think it fully deserves, because I think it's coming from people who haven't rode the ride in a while. Like, the people I watch give it a bad rep, and I know they haven't been to Universal in a while. So, that it's the most underrated ride there for me, because I genuinely enjoyed that ride, and I enjoyed it more than the Fireball. Also, on the Fireball, like I was sitting in a seat where like somebody was like put on sunscreen, I guess, was there before me, and the bars were super slippery and it was uncomfortable. I hold on to the bars. I just do that on coasters. And,
So do I.
It didn't happen on the Fireball. Maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah. And I was near the front on the board too, which it's a little bit better towards the front.
Go to row 6.
Go to row 6.
If you can't tell what coaster channel we watch, then aside from his name checking him earlier, you know.
It's Coaster Studios.
Yeah.
It's him.
So go check out Coaster Studios.
Go subscribe to Coaster Studios. Or don't.
He's a way better channel than us.
True.
Anyway. Next. Best food.
Best food that. Alright. Best food in the park, probably Mythos.
Yeah.
Didn't get to eat there, but it's probably gonna be Mythos.
Okay, real talk. We had to, for each meal we had, I think, an average of $20. Wait, no, it was an average of $10. We got $20 for the first dinner, right?
Yeah.
So we could not afford to eat Mythos. We could not afford to eat any of those sit-down restaurants.
I could because I brought my own money.
I know. And
I had to lend to him a lot. So
it was twice.
That's a lot.
And once was only like
times than it should have been.
Well, if I Anyway, what was
And your parent was there.
Yep.
Mine wasn't.
They weren't. Yeah, but you have more money than me. What was I gonna say? Hard Rock. It's the biggest Hard Rock in the world. It had to get the spot for me, especially considering it's like one of my favorite chains.
He's gonna get. Alright. I liked Margaritaville the best, but that was because of what I got there. Hard Rock, I ate there twice. I ate there once because, like, once when I wasn't there with school.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
And then he ate it once with me
because I was feeling sick, and then I ate there once with the trip, and it was lit there. Like, it was super fun.
Yeah, there were people headbanging.
Margaritaville is kind of the people I was with. It was a little bit annoying there, but I got the land shark Laker fish and chips, and those are great. So, that's why I enjoyed it a lot. And the two waiters that I had were really good. So,
Granted, the waiter we had at Hard Rock was also great.
Yes.
Because that place was like almost full. He was training, and we got our food in 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was fast.
And we were a party of 6 or 8.
But I just feel like the Hard Rock, what I got was like the classical burger and stuff. It was like $24 for me.
Oh yeah, it was.
And I don't think the food was that good to be worth $24.
I don't think any food's worth $24. I can go to O'Charlie's and get, much more food for $24.
Yeah,
but it's theme park food.
I think you're just paying for the experience mostly.
You are.
I did get to hold the
Guitar
that they use in like Korn, that band. So that was pretty cool. But it's cool sitting in there and just watching. It's better upstairs at night when it's crowded though.
Yeah.
That is a better restaurant when it's crowded.
When
there's nobody there, it's kind of boring.
Yeah. Do you want to tell them that one story from Hard Rock or? Okay. It was quite funny though. If you know us in real life, subscribe, like all of my videos, like all of his videos, and then we'll tell you.
Yes. All right. what else do we have to cover? I think. Pretty much.
Best ride overall and best simulator. So let's do best simulator first.
Best simulator. It comes down to 2.
Yeah.
And we already said we're not counting the Harry Potter rides in this. We put them in the dark ride category. It's a tie for me between Transformers and Spider-Man, but I'm gonna give reasons why.
They're very different.
You're in a car and both of them. Like those are the best 3 rides.
In fact, they have the same paint job. It's literally the same car.
Yeah, I mean, but they're
Which-
super fun.
Yeah.
Like that. And here's the thing.
We both
I
had
enjoyed
the same 2.
I enjoyed Spider-Man, just the thing of Spider-Man better, just like the story better on
Yeah.
Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man better than I do Transformers. So
Yeah.
I do have like a little bit of a bias, but the experience on Spider-Man I thought was just what you look at, what happens in the theme of the whole ride. But Transformers was a better simulator ride, and I think a lot of that has to do with his newer.
So which one are you choosing?
Dude, it's more intense than Spider-Man. But for overall experience, for me, I'm gonna choose Spider-Man being better.
Mm-hmm.
But Transformers is the better 3D ride. I mean, it's more intense, I think, than Spider-Man.
For me, it came down to the same 2. And as you know, I'm a comic nerd, so I was very biased in one way. But I still did choose the ride I thought was better. And as much as I hate to say it, I didn't grow up with Transformers. That's something to say. I did choose Transformers.
Why?
Just because it is a better ride.
It's newer, so it was super close. I mean, Kong is like the newest 3D ride. I think.
Or
so.
Minions. One of the 2 of them.
I think Kong is a little bit newer. Jimmy Fallon is.
Jimmy Fallon's newest.
A really fun 3D ride.
Then Kong.
That's a really fun ride, and you could miss it when you're there because it's a little bit hidden, and you have to reserve a spot sometimes. But if you get to ride that and you like 3D rides, ride Jimmy Fallon because it's pretty fun. And they have a lounge.
Yeah. Jimmy Fallon's great. 1 second. We've got to hurry this up.
Okay.
So
Best ride and best ride overall.
yeah, best ride overall. Men in Black.
Best ride overall.
Yeah.
That's what I have to do.
And we'll do worst next time on our extended thoughts, just like we did Dollywood. This is Ben10ason1 Gaming. Signing off.